Hello, all the respected viewers. This is Sarath Chandra bringing you Impact News Weekend Debate Agenda Manipur with the topic cross-border cooperation through India's Act East policy. And before entering deep into the topic, let me first of all introduce all the panelists present in the Impact News studio. On my extreme right, this is Hero. It is Hero Thoksom Secretary BEG, Business Excellence Group. Hero, welcome to the Impact News and thank you. And on his lap is a very special guest from Myanmar, and he is none other than Show Mint Editor-in-Chief Mijima Media. So first of all, thank you and welcome to the Impact News studio. And on my immediate right is R.K. Sipchandra, Convener, State Level Committee for Operationalization of Act East Policy. Oja Sipchandra, so I just welcome to the Impact News studio and thank you. And first of all, being you have hosted this I think Citizen Dialogue today in the daytime, and being a host of this today's Citizen Dialogue, I think first of all let me start with you that what is the main idea behind today's Citizen Dialogue. I think this Citizen Dialogue is very important with the perspectives of Manipur and Sagai region.
Yes, well, the Act East policy we have started long time back. It is about 20 years now, and there have been many promises on part of the both side governments, Myanmar and the India. So far, the actual thing which is to be implemented is so far have not been done, I believe. So we had a very historic moment this time that recently the Myanmar-India road, the international border, it has been opened on 8 August 2018. This can be considered as one of the very historic occasions in the Indo-Myanmar relationship, especially in Indian Act East policy. So with the opening of the border, there are many avenues now that we can do so many things. Before, we were so worried that the border is not opening, that the masses of the regions, there had been a lot of hues and cries over not opening the border. Now it's opening. That means so many roads in the fire. So with the opening of the border, my friend Somint, he have been actively involving in all the activities as far as Manipur Jagang division relationships are concerned. So we have invited them to cross over the border with passport and visa overland as a historic man. So taking this opportunity, we also had an agenda kind of meeting where we have taken up that what really Jagang state and Manipur should do at the backdrop of the opening of the border. So I think today's discussion, it was very fruitful. We have come to many agendas that in later round we can just discuss on. So the main idea of having this agenda, the dialogue between Myanmar and the Manipur is what are the positive roles and our participation in the ongoing Act East policy, especially with the opening of the border, because the Asian corridors, the corridors to Southeast Asians are all bisecting through the region of Jagang. And we are so proud to claim ourselves to be the gateway to the Southeast Asia. So synchronizing these two events, these two concepts, we're having this agenda, this kind of dialogue today.
Okay, thank you, and wish you all the best for the first round. So coming to Show Mint, I think you know better than me, being very experienced in this profession. I mean, in the media. At present, you are the editor-in-chief of this Mijima Media. I think you know better than me. Do you see any kind of practical difference? Earlier, this R.K. Sipchandra rightly mentioned that earlier there was this Look East policy. Now it has changed from the year 2014, that Act East policy. What my first question, very simple question, do you see any kind of practical difference?
Yes, definitely. I have been monitoring and working in this issue, India-Myanmar relations, particularly India's policy on Myanmar. I have seen India's Look East policy, and now I am seeing India's Act East policy. Definitely we have seen quite a lot of active involvement or active encouragement. First of all, from the leadership of both countries. I remember Chief Minister of Manipur, His Excellency, visiting Myanmar in 2017, early 2017. He mentioned about this opening of this international border, and we have got the border opened. So we have seen those practical things also moved forward. We have seen the progress. Of course, there are many things still, a lot need to be done, but I'm really glad that we have reached to this stage where people like me, who is from Yangon, cross the border to Tamil, and then to come to Imphal. Tomorrow I can go to Delhi with the same passport and visa. So I'm really glad that we have reached to this stage.
I see. Thank you. So, Mr. Hero, just first of all, the idea behind this India's ACIS policy is to boom this economy of this Southeast Asian economies, and at the same time, ACIS policy also intend to have this certain growth to the entire Northeast states. I think. Do you think is it possible?
The dream of opening the so-called Nompok Thong Hangba is already, is there. It's already open, and the action is already started. So now, as a plan of the action today, there was a concrete discussion and dialogue has happened, and not only within the trade community, there was a lot of academicians, a lot of other different stakeholders involved, and we see that if we plan properly the structure of how the development can progress, then I see there is a very big step I think there is a very positive economic development will be there.
Yeah, actually, which can enhance the economic growth in the entire North states, including Manipur. So coming again, Oja Shivchandra, just my friend, I think Somin rightly mentioned that, he just rightly said he's witnessing practical difference before when this ACIS policy and the ACIS policy in between. And at the same time, people here in not only in the Manipur, but this across the nation, people, many from critic side, even from the political side also, they always say that there is no practical difference at all, and some say it's a mere change of name. But my just simple question is, what is the need of shifting this LUCIS policy to ACIS policy?
We have seen the difference, because for the last 20 years we keep on looking on the eats, but nothing practical was done. That is what they call it, LUCIS policy. Now, action speaks louder than the words sometimes, because now with the opening, since our Prime Minister BJP Narendra Modi ji, when he assumed office as a Prime Minister of India, he felt that looking alone will not serve the purpose. It is time to act. That is what he acted. He himself went to Yangon. He participated in the large congregations where Myanmar and the Indian delegates participated, and he actually announced that the bus service will soon launch, and that the border connectivity will be opened. And this is what we have seen on 8 August. This month the road is opening. That we never believed that is opening. I have heard the information before a week or so, but I never disclosed in the public that I'm afraid whether it will retreat again. But it is happening now. I think this is the action. So the difference is, nobody can argue that the difference between ACIS policy and LUCIS policy. ACIS policy is action and LUCIS policy is dream. I should say this.
Exactly. So I mean, this booming Southeast Asian economies, and already India have already signed this free trade agreement with the 10 Asian countries, just developing this economic ties and as military ties as well. Do you think, and do you see the remaining this ASEAN 10 member ASEAN countries equally interest on it?
First of all, Myanmar is a member of ASEAN country, Southeast Asian country, and for Myanmar, for India it is at east, for us at west.
I see.
And very important for us. Why? One is it is for Myanmar itself, because there is a big market. It is a 1.4 billion population next to us. There is a big market there. But it is not only for Myanmar. When we are talking of opening the border, we are talking of Myanmar being member of ASEAN, Myanmar being next to China, and we will see more and more of all these goods coming from China across Myanmar to India, plus Indian goods going across Myanmar to China and other ASEAN countries as well. So we will see quite a lot of these developments in next few years. Whereas, because all this regional connectivity will enforce, will push more for progress and development. Plus, we will see the movement of the peoples, free movement of the peoples. I was saying, if we have a sick person in Tamil today, yesterday, I mean before 8 August,
I see.
someone has to go to Mandalay or Yangon and then fly to Calcutta and had a treatment either in Calcutta or Delhi. Nowadays, after 8 August opening of the border, he or she can be just get it to the Muri and then to Imphal or even to Calcutta. So we will have lots of benefits with this, not only for the country itself, which is Myanmar and Sagaing region particularly, because Sagaing and Manipur are next to each other, but also for the region. It will benefit.
I see. With the opening of this road, I think the scene has changed. Before 8 August and after 8 August
Yes.
is quite different,
Yes.
and there is a lot of changes has taken place after this 8 August. Hero, you see, the Manipuris particularly, when we talk about the benefit of this entire northeastern state to be given by this India's ACIS policy. Now, presently, we are just witnessing, we are seeing that this free trade is just open in the region of Manipur through this border town More, and we can see a lot of business activities. And my question is very simple. Such a business, such a free trade, this business with Manipur, with the neighboring countries like Myanmar and other countries, ASEAN countries, is it possible to expand?
We have to equip first ourselves to be the part of this progress. So we have to we have to make our system fit to be part of it. For example, today, if any types come from Myanmar or India, the surface road is going to be taken from this Imphal. But we, as a part of Imphal, we have to be a kind of logistics support we have to give, or maybe warehouse we have to support, or we have to be professionally handled, kind of a manpower driven thing. So we have to be prepared. So many trades are going to happen in a very big way, in a large scale, 1,000, 2,000, because today you see when China and some part Myanmar, some borders are trading in 6 billion tons of business trade they are doing. When this shift is come to this side of More town, then this shift we have to be equipped first. We have to be very much ready to prepare to handle all this kind of capacity in terms of handling the business volume, handling the infrastructure, handling the manpower. So this is a very it's a stepwise planning. First, the trade is open, which is good. Now the good part is that now business people has to form as a group, and we have to be ready, prepared for what is going to happen in coming years. So this is a very important role which we are going to play, so that if we don't enjoy the fruits of happening, maybe our generation will enjoy the fruits of what today today is opening of the borders. So my thing is that we should have a kind of learning programs, a kind of discussion or interaction programs often much more in a faster way, so that our people would will engage in collaborating in this venture, in large scale ventures.
I see. Thank you, Ojasip Sundar. Now we can witness, I think, many business activities in between Myanmar and India through Manipur. Particularly, Manipuri people are very happy having this free trade between Myanmar and Manipur. And at the same time, many of the items are coming from Myanmar are happily used and happily accepted by the people of Manipur also. And my question is, when in any case, Manipur having essential come to this crisis due to this any kind of natural calamity, any kind of reason, I think such a free trade, I think many items are not included in the business, this free trade business. I think in the near future, I think we need to. Do you feel that many items which are not included presently in the free trade item should be included?
Things like this, before it was simply border trade, where few items are listed and some items are restricted before. Now it is international free trade. Apart from illegal kind of activities, everything is allowed, from small devices to the big machines. Everything, import, export, no harm. Only the thing is, it's not technically viable because this ICP integrated check post is not completed. We are expecting it to be completed by October or November. And the Honorable Prime Minister of India, he will inaugurate it. Also, he will launch the bus service from Imphal to Mandalay. So I think now the question is, yes, Manipur is linking by two national highways. Sometimes it has been disturbed by natural calamities or whatsoever, and from time to time it's happening like that. Now with the bordering, with the opening of the border and with the activation of ICP, the scenario will be changed. Like I have been to a small pocket in the extreme corner of San State, that is Tasi Lake. Tasi Lake has two roads, that one is connecting to Yangon, another one is Mandalay and all. But these two roads are not in proper shape, in the sense that it takes few days to reach Yangon or Mandalay from that very point. But Tasi Lake doesn't have any sign of, lacking in their development, because Tasi Lake connects to Thailand through Machai, and just little ahead there is Mekong River, that in the upstream it takes few hours to reach China. So there are constant supply of essential commodities from the neighboring countries, and sometimes it happens that people from Yangon, people from Mandalay, and people from different parts of Myanmar, they used to fly down to Tasi Lake, and they used to shop even from Tasi Lake even. So we can create such a scene, or we can create such a market for Manipur also. Why not? So I think with the opening of these things, many things will be developed, and of course, I am also very grateful to our Honorable Chief Minister of Manipur, also to the Honorable Chief Minister of Jagang Division, that through their constant dialogue, this is happening, because this is in bigger sense, in bigger outlook, this is the policy of India and Myanmar. But we simply cannot forget the effort taken by, like Mr. Soment and my friend, the former Jagang Division's secretary to the government, because we had been hectically engaging that how the road should be open. Now I think, and today's very the resolution that is going to impact in a large economic growth is that in today's resolution we have decided to form a Jagang Manipur Development Forum, where higher government officials are also involving, and of course we had this first round of meeting today. In another 1-2 months time, I think we'll have another round of meeting in Jagang, in Mongwa, where the Honorable His Excellency Chief Minister also will be involving, We'll take clearance from MEA and the other relevant offices in Delhi. I think with this kind of development, I think we can do a lot of things, because when we see to the context of India-Myanmar relationship, sometimes it is too big to cover all, because we should have some sub-regional kind of unity would require, because Delhi is too far for us for immediate kind of solution. In the same case, Jagang division is in the extreme corner. It's too far from Yangon or Nipido. When we have small problems, small things which is a family tips which can be sorted out with the people of Myanmar and with the people of Manipur and with those of that Jagang division, sometimes we could not do that because of certain structure, policy and all. All the time people of Jagang division cannot go to Nipido. All the time the people of Manipur go to
cannot
Delhi.
fight for the things to come from.
Yeah, it's not possible. So I think with this kind of meeting, with this kind of things, I think in many this will give a tremendous kind of impact. I believe everything will be turn out for the better now.
Thank you, Sherman. I'll be back you, but after the break only. So after a short break, this Impact News will be back soon. Keep watching Impact News. Yeah, once again, welcome you after the break. So my friend Sherman, today I think citizen dialogue is a very important thing. I think you had in the daytime. Sometimes don't you feel that such a kind of citizen dialogue could have been taken place earlier? And that is one question. And another question is, I think many sharings, I think many views, I think have exchanged during this dialogue, I think. And do you think that that kind of sharing, that kind of views, opinion, can be translated into action? And how do you see many Manipuris originated from Manipur now residing in Myanmar, mainly in this Sagaing region? With the promoting of such a business, I think people can be connected very soon.
Yeah. I must say there have been this kind of discussion and dialogue for many years, I must say, for opening the borders, for having the better relationship, closer ties, more trade between the two countries and two regions. There have been discussions and dialogues. This is not the first time. Of course, there were challenges, and one of the challenges was this border was not open.
I see.
I mean,
now it has opened.
Now it's open. So, of course, there are challenges remain as well. For example, one of the challenges is prioritizing, because now border is open. What to do? Because there are many things to be done. So we need to prioritize of what we could do next so that it is effective. For me personally, Sagaing represent Upper Myanmar. If we are talking of Sagaing region, we are talking of Mandalay region, we are talking of Chin State, we are talking of Magui region. So by having close the border open between Sagaing and Manipur, we are also going to have benefits of the whole Upper Myanmar at least. That is one. So we need to prioritize, for example, the cross-border tourism. We need to prioritize healthcare, because that is where the people, particularly in these regions, need it the most. And we need to prioritize the trade and investment in those regions first. Of course, it will come to other regions as well later. So one of the challenges is we need to prioritize for example, next 2 years, what we will have to do. That is first. Second challenge is in terms of information, in terms of awareness. Still, many people are not aware. Okay, they know that now the border is open, but how it opens? Can I go there? Okay, well, my friend from Mandalay can go now to Imphal. So we need to have more and more work so that the people get aware of. So we need to do a lot of promotional activities, awareness activities. One of the things that we are planning right after this is to have the road trip across from Yangon to Bodh Gaya by car, motor car, so that people get aware, and we'll do the documentary, so that people get aware of this border actually open and this benefits the peoples.
So apart from booming this Southeast Asian economies, I think people-to-people connection also
Yes.
can be enhanced through this ACT East policy of this India's.
Yes, yes.
I see. I see. Thank you. Thank you. So, Hero, how do you see the people? Sometimes people do have a very apprehensive mood that this gateway, Manipur is the gateway of this India's this ACT East policy. Now, some people say that this gate can be changed to this Mizoram side also. And when Mizoram people also claim that the Mizoram is the gateway to this Southeast Asian countries. So how do you see? Is it better to expect all the northern states that the benefit will come to all the northern states, or is there any kind of apprehensive mood that the changing of gate and all these things people are talking about?
At presently, the most convenient way, I think, is from Moreh.
I see.
So the people of our state has to be, ready to be part of the stakeholder process, because if we are not ready, the other part will take away the chances. So we have to be first prepared, and we have to act fast, and we have to be ready the system first, so that we should be the first stakeholder in this process. I mean, today while we talk about Moreh, today is all about illegal trades. So that shift has to be there. So the system has to prepare in making this all illegal into legal action, legal planning, and the process of our people to be ready and equipped to handle all that business should be prepared. So today, you see, when you talk about business, the community links has to be very important. See, from our people is already there. Our Manipuri people is already settled in all parts of Myanmar. So we have to link these people first. First, we have to link. We have to start our trust basis first. We have to build our relation in trust basis, so that we have to. Then after that, we have to start operating the business, whatever the trading, whatever it is. So we have to link. We have to start trust basis. We have to make this system ready into a legal process, so that our investment should not be stuck, or our we shouldn't be betrayed as well when we do business with Myanmar, or Myanmar do business with us. That in the basis of trust, in the basis of a reform structured legal basis, that will help us in bringing this environment into a healthy business environment.
I see. I mean, no need for panic, and each and every state in the Indian Northeast can have the benefit from this India's ACT East policy. Be ready for it. Ujjwal Shivchandra, coming back again, some people says this India's ACT East policy is a beginning of Cold War era. Some says it is just to meet the Chinese aggression. How do you see, and what is the salience ahead?
Well, it is nothing like that. In business, you'll have to find out your own way. And I have spoken today in the dialogue also that the advice of the business doesn't write on the billboard that you do this and you do that. And this is your skill, and this is your expert that should speak louder. See, in the case of the business, you are talking, I think you are talking of the business, because the ACT East policy, for us to, we don't have any other option other than that. Any agenda at all, because no, it is too far. Or emotionally we are attached to India, we are attached to the rest of the country. That is a different thing, but there is something that we cannot change in the system. You can change everything, but one thing you cannot change at all is geography. Jagang and the Manipur, we are neighbors. This cannot be changed, even by the God. So I think we'll have to follow the process. The holy scripture of Manipur, known as Puya, it has been written thousands of years ago that the Nongpok Thong will one day be opened, and that there will be regular traffic flow of the people, and that there will be people-to-people contacts and all. This is something we'll have to digest. And what Hero said, that what we'll have to prepare, and we'll have to be part of the globalization also, rather. Like when the big trucks, when it started from Vietnam, when it headed its way to somewhere in Delhi, we cannot differentiate, we cannot claim that this is Meitei's land or this is Kuki land or that is Naga's land. This will be all absurd claim. Now it is high time that how we should involve, how we should prepare. Prepare is not that we prepare, doesn't mean that not only business, there should be a kind of dedication, there should be a kind of participation in the process that we should not give any disturbances on the national highway. It is high time for the people. I'm not particular of a single community, but I'm talking to all. We should take rest a while from the bun culture, even in the hills, even in the valley. It kicks the poor masses below the belt. That I don't agree. It never goes along with the Act policy or globalization. So 3-4 buns, how much it affects the normal life? How much, say, the chief editor of the Impact TV 2 days, he had clearly mentioned that had this bun in Manipur, which had been affecting for 5-6 days continually, sometimes 3 months, had it been happened somewhere in between Mandalay and the Mutse border, how much crores it would have been lodged, or what would be the response of the public? Here, that is different story. So I think, I'm sorry to use this word, but now people should come out from their cocoon, from their dark cocoon, instead of dancing with a howling war cry, not knowing what is happening around. It is time to come out, get the benefit of the Act policy, get the benefit of what is let down in front of my nose, that we should catch it up. And just hauling and on ethnic lines, and see, it wouldn't help. I'll tell you how how people, especially I'll just pick up, not in bad sense, how Marwari spread business all around India, how they have this business chain together, because the word confidence, the word trust plays a very pivotal role in that. And third is the similarities of genetics, the similarities of looks. It also helps a lot. So when it comes to Manipuri, that we share business with any of the Brahmich, I should say that any of the Chinese business tycoon, when I stand in front of him, there will be sense of belongingness. And if we act to his fullest confidence and trust, we can gain the game. But in business, we need all this kind of, criteria to be fulfilled. I don't know. So Act policy, this Nongpok Thong Hangba will give a lot of jobs. It will generate a lot of jobs for the youth. And I don't think that, I cannot think at all any negativism on this issue. I think this has to grow and this has to be held together, and people should join in the venture.
I see. So this Oja R.K. Shivchandra very rightly mentioned that having some genetic influence, like the similarity of this outlooks like face and all this tradition and culture and all these things, having a very advantage while spreading the business.
Yes.
Do you feel some aspect between Myanmar and Manipur, particularly the Manipur and Sagaing region?
One of our delegates is my friend, one of my friends who is now a part of the delegation is, his Ninjan Su Win. He's executive director of the Fly Miam company. So what he mentioned in the today's discussion is when he crossed the border from Tammu to Imphal, that was a first time for him coming to this part of the India, and he felt the same at home that he felt either in Tammu or in Mandalay or Yangon. So and he also used the word, we are the brothers and sisters just separated by the borders. So people in Myanmar, particularly people in place like in Sagaing region, we are the same. So that also helps when we do cooperation, when we work together, because we are a part of the family. We feel, I think that is the same thing the people in Manipur also feel the same when they come to places like Mandalay or Yangon or Mongyua. So we already have this, but border was created, a border was there, and border was there, and border was not allowed to pass freely. Now we have broken this border, and I think that from 8th August 2018 onwards, what we will be seeing is families, brothers, sisters are going to cross this border, and for either for visiting the place or for having that health care, or even we will like for example fish from Myanmar. We will have fish from Myanmar now in Manipur more and more. We will have Manipur fruits more and more in Sagaing region or Mandalay. So that will really help, because we are the part of the family. We are brothers and sisters.
Earlier, that was the border gate dividing each other. But now the border is quite open, wide open, and yes, we can go further through doing business and all these things, and having emotional tie in between Manipuri and Sagaing region particularly. Hero, in the last round, just I want to have some suggestions, some idea, like how this Manipur, state of Manipur, this is the northernmost state of this country, can have maximum benefit from this India's Act policy.
It is going to be one of the most most successful economic development after opening of this border. I feel so, because now it is time for us to, as Sir W. rightly mentioned, that sleeping lion should be wake up. So it's time that our lion should wake up now, and we should start act fast, and we should understand the business of international relationship, and we should understand how we can progress together. And our local problems are there, but yes, those problems we have to we have to think fast, we have to think ahead, and we have to solve this problem as quick as possible, so that when we ready with doing business with internationally, so that this small problem should not be an obstacle for the big business ahead in our future.
I see. Hi, young lion, you had enough sleep. Now it is time for you to wake up and act. So, Ojasip Chandra, in last round, just the question is same. How the Manipur, the state of Manipur, can have a maximum benefit from this India's Act policy?
Yes, we have so many things. I don't know where should I start. I want to tell you lots more, because I'll just touch from the tourism sector first. Now, Manipur will be another Singapore, though in an infant stage. I can tell you very proudly, provided if there is people's participation. Government alone cannot do that. Do not throw a stone all the times to the government. I am not telling to you, but tell you, first aspect is Manipur. Of course, Manipur had a long serious dream to open the border, and it is known fact that there are hundreds of thousands of Manipuris scattered all in around Mandalay and all, who have been taken, as history says, that as war captives in front of this Mandalay Palace. There one reason that we'll go there definitely. What we do next and how we tie up, that is one. Second aspect is from the business point of view, from tourism point of view. There are 4 million Thai homes in Assam.
I see.
And they are the descendants of the Sukhafa, the Thai prince who had crossed the border of Phат Khai and settled in upper Brahmaputra. For so many years, the name Assam itself was given by none other than Sukhafa. So, they are passionate, they are seeking their roots. They are seeking their roots. They always wanted to come to Myanmar via Manipur. This is a very big business. hundreds of thousands of Assamese Thai Ahoms will be visiting Myanmar via Manipur is not a matter of joke. Every year, off and on. That is one. This is from tourism view. Second, every year in Leshe, in Jagang division, there is Naga New Year from January 15, and it lasted for 1 week. I tell you one story that once I was asked by some European community, Chalo, let us go to Kohima and we want to see the Naga villages, how they live. So I took them. In fact, they were shocked when they found the Nagas over there, because the Nagas in Borobasti were far modernized than the Europeans who came to visit them, because they never find even a single thatch house in Borobasti, in the Naga village, because they are not the Nagas of the Nagas, the Nagas they dream of to see. But in Leshe, you will find the real Nagas in the sense that how they eat, the cuisine, how they dress, the headgear, everything that they will be able to find the real Nagas in the eastern part of the Myanmar. And so many European communities that are thronging into Leshe, na? Yeah. With whatever amount fees they don't mind. So I think now from this year onward, since from Jagang government side also, since we have been invited, we'll organize a big Naga contingent. Of course, Meiteis, Nagas will sponsor a big team and will be going there. And the Nagas, of course, Nagas from Nagaland, Nagas from Manipur, this is one part. This is our part. This is one part of the business only. And the second thing is, in Burmese, total Burmese population, about 90% of them are Buddhists. Predominantly they are Buddhists. So in a year, I am informed that about more than 10,000 people they apply for visa. Maybe about, it is for 1 quarter only. So many people are visiting Bodh Gaya via Yangon. Even from Tammu who wish to visit Bodh Gaya, they should go via Mandalay, then to Yangon, then catching a airplane to Kolkata, then to Gaya. It is costing about 60-70 rupees Indian currency. But the next route with the opening border is Imphal. The destination is. You can expect lot of tourists flourishing, thronging into Manipur. At least they will stay 2-3 days here. You just see. There will be a shower of dollars, not only from the Burmese, but from the entire Southeast Asia, because there are some people who wanted to travel by land route. So
that is the how the people here can be benefited.
No, that is only one point. That is only one point. But you think of trades, you think of many things. There are consignment in ships coming from Yunnan to Kolkata every day to Chennai. Why we should not make it another
exactly.
So this is what we are going to do. So just to make it happen, we need people who should actively involve with. And they should rather come out, expose themselves, and rather come out and involved in the field, rather than asking and closing their eyes in what is happening next. It will not help. So come out, join the stream, swim together, and let us get a benefit together.
Exactly. Very rightly mentioned. So meant it is very, Oza Sibchandra rightly mentioned that the government, the authority cannot do alone anything. Yeah. And the government also need the people help, and the people need to involve very actively in this field. So what is your best suggestion to be given to the peoples of Manipur, peoples of Myanmar particularly, so that the people in this region can have a maximum benefit from this policy?
I think, of course, whatever we do, it is for the people. It is to benefit the people who are in that particular area, first of all. So we need to focus on the activities and the projects that benefits the people in the region. In this case, Sagaing and Manipur. That is very important. Second one is, but we are not only thinking now. We already are working now. We are now working on the visit Sagaing, Manipur 2019 next year. So we will have that kind of, which basically benefit the people in the region.
Exactly.
So that is the farmers. Of course, when we have a long-term strategy, we have a long-term projects that we do for the adjacent areas as well. But we already are working and talking and planning for the projects that benefit the people in the region first.
Thank you. So Hero and Shaumin and Oza Shibchandra, thank you once again for joining Impact News and completing today's agenda Manipur.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, with this, it just come to the end of this today's agenda Manipur. But having more this to know more on what happening around Manipur and outside, keep watching Impact News. Your news, your choice.